energy, carry forward, and you'll hit 70% rail all day.
We need to get some like energy kind of food, nutritional food sponsors it and FACEIT, so we can munch away during the intermissions.
Like or just like while
those
we're
30
commentating,
seconds.
you guys can hear us chomp away on nuggets of gamers.
Indeed. I'm going to see if I can get an update about the situation.
I think we've got a new server, I think. Like, it's what it looks like. So do some... Oh, we could have a... I think we got a new server, and there's something positive has been said by Spart1e, so we could be a step closer.
Could get into a game.
Possibly.
And you guys won't be stuck with us just talking bollocks constantly.
Well, no,
even though you secretly love it, but you kind of don't really. I just tell that to myself.
You just have to put up with it. So
yeah.
Deal with it.
You gotta face it.
Thanks. Oh my god.
I feel compelled, even though that's really lame. I feel compelled to make those jokes. I wonder if.
It's deadly serious.
Yeah, I guess so.
Go crazy. Gotta FACEIT.
Yeah, it doesn't matter what you say. I hope everyone knows the lyrics of the FACEIT song, especially made. That song is not completed, by the way.
It's not.
There is effort underway. There's work going on to complete that song. I've heard that there will be a female vocalist that will be coming on and appearing, featuring on that song later on.
She's going to stand between us.
She's just going to. It's an opera singer.
She's just going to stand there. She's going to be short like Ince, and she's just going to.
Is Ince short?
Have you not seen him?
I've never met him.
Have you not seen the comparison we did on the Adroit stream?
No.
Oh, it was like my head was above the camera and his head was well below the camera. Oh, it was good.
Did you have a chair that not adjustable chair?
No, he was stood on a chair and I wasn't.
He stood on the chair. Okay. It was a bit more extreme than I thought.
I've lost track of what.
To be fair, you're pretty tall.
I'm a little bit.
You're pretty tall. You're taller than me. I think I'm 6 foot, and you're like
6 foot.
Yeah.
What?
Okay, I'm like that horrible height just between 6 foot and like 5'11". I'm like just above 5'11". So I just say 6 foot because why would I say I'm 5'11 and a half? I want to just round.
It's like saying your age.
Why can't I round?
20
Let me round.
and a bit. Or like when you're really young, say I'm 7 3/4 and.
Yeah, I'm rounding up.
Yeah,
makes it easier.
Exactly.
It's all good.
It's more
so 6 foot. 6 foot it is. And you're like 6'4" or something?
6'4", 5. 6'4" and a half.
Do you ever get problems like bashing your head on stuff?
Oh yeah, man. I've got like calluses on my head.
Calluses on your head.
That stop me. The amount of time I've had like concussions in pubs and stuff. They're like the low ceiling ones. That was an interesting time of my life. We've got a server. I'm gonna go to that server.
Do you ever feel like superior to people because you're taller?
I feel superior to people all the time. So that's not really anything new.
Is it nice being able to like see if people have dandruff or not? Because that must be an issue. Is that like a thing?
I can see your roots, dear. Sort yourself out.
So you should really be working for like a anti-dandruff like shampoo range or something.
Do you think people need that to do market research?
Oh yeah, that's market research on field.
I'm a genius.
In field market research is for all the dandruff campaigns.
Never doing that. I'm just gonna stuck.
This like banter is painful, by the way. I'm experiencing physical pain.
I'm loving it
right now.
I'm enjoying it. It's really pleasing me in ways you couldn't imagine.
Right. So okay. So you're connecting to a server.
I'm trying.
So we're making.
It's not functioning.
We need someone to blame for this stuff.
I was going to blame.
Let's blame some people.
Or Spart1e's ISP.
Let's blame Spart1e. Can we not just blame Spart1e?
That would be more fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah.
We need more people. Just not Spart1e himself. There's not enough people to blame. We need more.
No, not quite.
To shift the blame on.
Could we blame Evil? I mean, is there a chance we can get away with that?
Yeah. Well, he's why not? He's another guy who plays Quake.
Yeah. I'll blame Ty because I have a rivalry going on with him at the moment.
Okay, right.
Yeah, they keep spawning new servers, guys. We're doing it. Otherwise, we're gonna go crazy.
Yeah.
Do you notice the amount of dubstep that's on stream recently?
Yeah, it's the thing. It's the new commercial thing. Everyone loves it. It's everywhere.
I mean, there's loads. I know it's actually some of this dubstep I'm quite fond of. I've heard some axe-blendingly gore stuff, but dubstep. I like to think that I enjoyed dubstep before it was mainstream. You know, I'm hipster like that.
What kind of like dubstep do you? Because there's so many like, I mean, this is always a touchy subject, but there's so many subgenres, and like there was obviously like
rhyme step,
like a type of dubstep that obviously existed, or what like the original scene identified with before the newer kind came out and then became really popular all of a sudden. Then that's what everyone goes, oh, that's dubstep.
Certainly every esports industry and every like normal television station now plays dubstep. Like, if you watch Formula 1, they play dubstep.
Really?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Joking.
Yeah, it's massive. It's like
absolutely ridiculous.
To be honest, like I was so surprised how popular Gangnam Style was.
It's got like over 600 million views now.
Yeah, I was like, I only saw it really appear on the StarCraft scene, and I was like, oh, it's just one of those things that like. The StarCraft scene goes crazy for anything Korean. I was like, okay, it's one of those things. Yeah. And I saw like the fact that it's massive, like in America and like in the mainstream. Like my friends who like he's doing like a PhD at like Cambridge, who just doesn't know anything about gaming. He's like running around going and start doing like the dance and stuff.
Yeah.
And
I was shocked.
That was the moment I realized it was mainstream, when that guy like knew what it was. That was the moment for me, and it's quite strange.
No, it's pretty cool massive. Though. I did make 600 million of those 610 million views.
It was all you. Okay, so we're joining a server. Is this the one? Is this the one?
I think we could be.
Is this the one?
Guys, I think...
Did Spart1e just ready up? Or am I just going, am I hallucinating?
No, I was about to rub my eyes and check and pinch myself and do all the standard protocol to check. But now we're waiting for Evil, so screw him. But now he's like, I need to warm up again. You took too long. But Hectic, going to be a tense one. We have to discuss predictions. I'm thinking it's going to be tiebreaker again. It's going to be a tiebreaker, but it's going to take 15 minutes to get there.
I'm predicting that 3 maps and then that's it.
It's going to be 3-0 to... Yeah. Guys, we are going live. It is the grand final of the FACEIT Sunday Cup number 6. We have Spart1e versus Evil on map 1. So let's go. I'm going to go to Spart1e off the beginning as he gets the railgun very quickly and immediately dies. So, Dan,
yeah, I'm looking at your monitor right now, and the LG is connecting straight onto Spart1e right there from Evil, and we talked about that before, like going for that red and like how the opponent has to connect all the damage, and there it is, trying to follow it up onto Spart1e, but Spart1e with that positional advantage isn't able to capitalize properly as his opponent does go up the jump pad, and Evil working around this lower area, and all the items spawning in tandem all at once, and that's going to put the players through some interesting decisions, and Spart1e playing that rail snipe position, not able to actually go on the high levels for that red, and Evil able to actually manage to come out with a frag in that situation.
So Evil getting back-to-back rails, almost getting the third one over through the teleporter, picks up the yellow armor, gets the shot, so Spart1e on the board in the end. Got himself all 3 weapons, red armor up in 6 seconds. So Spart1e's looking to stay up on this level. Evil wants to penetrate this boundary that Spart1e has created, but he's going to pick it up, and not too much effort. It was close, he had to wait for that long switch, but he's still looking okay, and the LG should be able to pick him up frag number 3, and right in time for Mega Health. So Spart1e making it back after a very dodgy start.
Yep, Spart1e operating on the higher levels right now with position on the red, and it's up to Evil if he wants to try and challenge for this red, go past this choke point where Spart1e is so, was well defending, but that rocket changes everything. Evil pushing his way onto that red, but a bit careful that Spart1e, who has his rail trained right onto that, and Evil very, very aware of that, in fact. Evil managing to escape, like with a pretty, like he didn't take much damage and does connect the rail as Spart1e's jumping towards that rail spawn, and he hits the rail, rocket rail combo off of the spawn, and Evil is looking to be, I mean, so much better than the last time we saw these two play this map, and he's sitting on the red right now, and Spart1e is confined to the mega area, and Evil landing the damage in the spots he should be.
Once again, picks up that frag, 7-3, doesn't quite make that jump over to the 50 health level, trying to defend that railgun. We got yellow armor popping up soon. Spart1e not going where Evil is predicting, and Evil might be able to pick up this yellow armor. Here's another encounter. Spart1e hits the floor once again. We got 8-3, and we've already had over 10 frags in the first quarter of the game. Expecting quite a few more. Evil's got to be careful. Spart1e has an opportunity, and there it is. He picks up that rail. He does take a long time to aim for the shot, but it's paying off. And some nice micro dodges by these players.
Spart1e hanging around that mega area. Evil's responsibility is to deal damage there, and if he can't, Spart1e gets away in that situation for free. That's such a hugely disadvantageous position to be in, that mega area, and Spart1e getting away cleanly is huge. And this red is spawning in 6 seconds, and Evil is going to try and defend it, but he's got less armor and health than his opponent. And Spart1e can pull out the right weapon in time. He's going to be able to get the frag for sure, but Evil's got to play carefully, minding his escape options, trying to deal the damage as Spart1e picks it up, and manages to play it pretty well overall considering his stack disadvantage, but all that could change here at this mega.
Oh, the damage is not quite enough. Evil's going to just get onto that mega health, but the LG is close. Spart1e switches over. He can't make it.
Running out of the ammo at the most inopportune moment.
Wow, and great. That was pretty clutch at the end.
Straight to the chest, that rail slug hitting Evil there. And Evil and Spart1e dueling with the rails once more off of the spawn of Evil, and Evil managing to take quite a lot of damage, and it's not a good look for him right now. 11 HP, any amount of shaft, and there it is going to take him down, and Spart1e rewarded with that red once again, and finding Evil off the spawn. So very fast-paced action in the first 4 minutes of this game. So you see anyone pulling away at this point?
Yeah, I think Evil just killed himself, so there's one difference. Spart1e has brought this back so quickly. We've got a ton of action here on Hectic in map 1 of this grand final. Mega health is up. Spart1e could theoretically jump up through that teleporter, but he's going to take that long way around and pick up the plus 100 health anyway. He's hitting a couple of nice rockets. Evil is going to move back. This opens the door for Spart1e to pick up the red whenever he pleases.
Good rocket jump there from Spart1e, buying some position with a little bit of stack, and Evil trying to retreat, and Spart1e had an opportunity there to get a frag, but he did a lot of damage and really pushed Evil more onto the back foot, allowing him to better challenge this, better secure this red, but Evil still making a go of it, and that point-blank range rail of Spart1e is not looking good for Evil, and the interception finally there from Spart1e will finish Evil off. Good reads from Spart1e overall, and he looks to be good taking this mega. Evil's got to deal damage here.
Yeah, Spart1e switching over to the lightning gun. Evil looking for a way to back off. He does eventually not make Spart1e track too much. A good rail to follow up is going to make Evil very, very low, and surely is going to finish it off. He does make it over to that red armor, but taking a bit of damage from that machine gun. He might slow himself down a little bit. Nice read on the green armor. Evil goes down once again.
Very back and forth as usual, as we expect on Hectic, and right now either player has yet in the first 5 minutes to really secure any kind of lead. Only 2 frags in it, and this fight over the red is going to be Evil's. He will win that one and will be rewarded with that red, but Spart1e, is he going to be able to put any damage on Evil? He doesn't spawn at the rail, so no rail for Spart1e yet, and Spart1e getting that mega, and Evil has to land the damage, and he does. The exit damage as Spart1e escapes that mega area, and that's really the price you pay when you go for that hugely disadvantageous position at the mega, and Spart1e trying to get what he can positionally, and right now he's got some kind of edge, but Evil with a better stack and the red spawning imminently right now.
Yeah, I mean, Spart1e's looking for that jump over. He's going to try and make it. He does with the help of Evil's shaft. It is going to be a tied game once again. Maybe this is going to be Evil's turn to rack up the heat and start pulling away as he did at the beginning. But Spart1e getting himself in on mega health. Has he got enough weapons to fight back? Does land a nice rocket, but he switches over to railgun. It hurts him a bit, but he almost manages to finish the job. And Evil is, not in great shape at the moment. Spart1e could really challenge, and he does. He gets this next red armor, so we could see it going back again into the favor of the Swede.
Definitely an Evil on the back foot, definitely in Spart1e with maybe the biggest stack he's had this game, but Evil with a great opening engagement. Falling back now is definitely a good decision. He did a lot of damage and doesn't want to give Spart1e enough time to react, and through the rockets from Evil punishing Spart1e on those lower levels, and Spart1e will make for the trade, but that trade is a great situation for Evil because he was so far behind on the stack, and now with that mega pickup he's got to be careful, and Spart1e landing some good damage on the exit as he should be, not allowing Evil any clean pickups.
Yeah, looking for those rails on Evil. That's the only gun he really has to play with at the moment. Got to be careful because Evil can switch over to that lightning gun and really hurt him if Spart1e doesn't hit many shots. And there you go, that was a sign. Spart1e's got to get out of there. He took a lot of damage. Evil still with no railgun, but hurting him an immense amount. 25 health left, but the rail comes in. It is going to be a tied game once again, and he's got to be careful jumping over to that red armor. Yeah. Very safe decision by Spart1e.
It's risky business right now, and Spart1e didn't have the precise times on anything, but he was so low, and right now he desperately doesn't want to get caught here, and he gets Evil. Evil had no idea where he was, hiding below him, and Evil does have enough of a stack and time time to turn around to actually finish Spart1e off there. But good damage from Spart1e, and that rail off the spawn is going to help him dramatically. If he can land one extra rail, that's what he's going to be looking to do, and there it is. That rail connects and wins him that red. So a 12-12 situation right now with 2 minutes remaining, completely even throughout the entire match so far. And this fight could be important as we have the mega spawning.
Spart1e really wants to win this map, otherwise he's going to be going... Oh, he does pick up, takes the lead 13-12. He doesn't want to be going up playing Blood Run, one map down against Evil. A great rocket, can't follow it up with the rail. Oh, he doesn't even take red armor, he goes for the
rockets, 2 directs.
That was massive. This could be a big opportunity for Evil if he can win this sharp fight. Spart1e does go down, and Evil is just going to put himself to 100, maybe even more. Yep, that yellow armor pickup. Spart1e can't hit a second rail. This could be a nightmarish last 90 seconds for Spart1e. I'm not sure how he's going to pull it through.
And as much as you could say about Spart1e's rail, Evil's rockets right now are just connecting beautifully onto Spart1e, getting him out of all kinds of horrible situations, and Spart1e with a good engagement there, coming around the corner, and Evil forced back to the yellow area with the Mega and the Reds both spawning, and Spart1e's going to pick those up. It's going to be down to whether Evil can really damage Spart1e as he takes these items, and it's not looking like he's able to do that just yet. And Spart1e finding Evil, wants to make the frag, doesn't want to lose this opening map, his map pick, Hectic, and with that rail he's going to almost tie it up, one frag more to tie this, and he's looking desperately for that, and this Evil is so weak, and Spart1e is bearing down on him relentlessly and finds him again with that rail.
Yeah, 15-15. Evil is waiting for that rocket. He does pick it up and makes it away without taking any damage. That's a hint of rocket damage, but nothing for Spart1e to be afraid of for the time being. Evil could back off to the railgun if he wants to. He will need that weapon at some point. And one rail connecting. Evil's got to be careful. I think he's got to look for the overtime.
20 seconds left. What are these players going to do? Evil is so low, and Spart1e gets the splash rocket onto Evil. One frag in the lead. Evil's got to make. He's just got to go for it now. He's got no time to pick and choose his engagements. He has absolutely no time. 10 seconds left. Spart1e just landing the rails. Evil just being played for the full. That little jewel of rails there. And it's the first map will go to Spart1e. Nice. So good game. Very close all the way through. But 17-15 on Hectic for Spart1e.
Such a good map. Very worried at the end. Spart1e was in bad shape. Evil got himself a good frag. Saw some immense damage output from both players, but Spart1e taking it through to that 10th end of the 9th minute. So
yeah, and before we go to the next map, we will go to a quick commercial break, so don't go anywhere, as this series already looks like it's going to be very exciting.
Keep it going. Welcome back, guys, to FACEIT TV here for the grand finals of the FACEIT Cup number 6. We are actually very nearly ready to go on to map number 2. And we're going to go live right now. This is Blood Run. We are 1-0 up for Spart1e at the moment in this best of 5. So let's move it forward. I'm on Evil at the moment. Got that LV over to Mega, and we could see a quick first frag. Spart1e can't get through the teleporter, and already guts are flying everywhere. And Evil with a dream start on his dream map.
Yeah, definitely. And Spart1e has to really cool it down. I mean, risks, risk taking is all fun and games and great and so on, but on Blood Run, we talk about it all the time. It's so much easier to hold on to a lead compared to Hectic or Silence or whatever, some of the faster maps. So Spart1e, with so much time to play with, can just really try and stack up on the yellows, see what Evil's going to lead him, try and see if he can spot any mistakes in Evil's control, and try to exploit that and see what he can do with that. And he's got time to play with, so let's see what Spart1e chooses to do. Right now, Evil, though, is bearing down on him once again, and will actually manage to frag him, putting it to a 2-0 lead. So Spart1e getting caught behind that at the yellow area with no escape options, and again getting caught going for that yellow. It's not looking good for him right now.
No, it's the minus numbers. Red armor in Evil's hands. This is kind of the nightmare match for Spart1e. You know, I think we saw last week maybe some early forfeits from him, but Spart1e's going to try and pull it through for a bit. Got 4 frags now. It's been 1 minute. Spart1e is not listening to advice at the moment.
No.
Oh, this could be one. No,
oh no, so close, but still.
-2. What the hell?
Yeah, this is not a good way to start a game of Blood Run. You really don't have to give away so many frags, but Spart1e's his footing, his positioning, he was always able to be caught out by Evil, and Evil just managed to do that. And you get if you get to do that, you get and exploit that weakness in your opponent's play, then you get the frags, and that's what Evil is doing. It's very textbook for him right now. Evil just has to hold on to his control and just keep playing the war of attrition, because he knows that Spart1e has to come to him now. He absolutely has to come to him. He can leave Spart1e a yellow, like 1 yellow every 25 seconds is okay, but Spart1e has to come to him.
Yeah.
But that red steel is pretty key for Spart1e.
I love that rail from Evil. Just doing a nice 180 turn in the air, even though he's looking up vertically. Really elegant rail shot. Evil waiting for this yellow. I mean, he's got 6 frags up. That is a ton of work for Spart1e to do if Evil's even going to give up any control.
Spart1e should not engage here through this choke point. It absolutely won't work out. He does get the damage though, so that was a good move from Spart1e, but he needs to basically, he's not going to be able to get this next Mega, but he can pick up this next yellow, and then from there, he can try to set up an ambush or some kind of trap. He needs to basically figure out a way to get the first rocket in a fight. That's basically what he's looking to do right now, because he's managed to close the distance in the stacks enough to be able to try and contest something, but he needs the best engagement he can get right now. And there it is Evil coming in to attack on him. Like both of them unaware of each other's position. They're just staring each other in the face, but Evil definitely coming out on top, but Spart1e still with some amp to work with.
Maybe another fact with Evil, surely Spart1e trying to get some good damage. I'm taking Evil to 50-50, but it's not going to be enough now that there's been a mega pickup and yet another rail, 8 frags, and a horrible spawn for the Swede. It's going to be an air rocket to finish it off. And Evil is looking so good at the moment. I mean, I don't know what I can say during this game, because Evil's really got such full control at the moment, such wholesome control. I'm anxious for the Swede.
Spart1e just hasn't been managing his escape options properly, because on ZTN you have to... Oh, but you know, there's going to be an engagement here. I don't want to basically interrupt that, but... you have to manage your escape options really well on Blood Run. When you're out of control, you have to be aware that your opponent has some time to basically have little pokes at you. And if you get caught in positions where you can't quickly get to a doorway to cut off the line of sight of your opponent, then you're going to take a huge amount of damage. You just can't afford to do that on this map when you're out of control. And Evil coming in again for the fight, and Spart1e just committing, doesn't want to run away in that situation, goes for the fight and loses another frag. And it's just looking more and more grim for him right now. And
there's such nice rockets that we saw as well, like the yellow, and then again another facial. Spart1e goes down once more, and it is 11 frags of difference. Spart1e is on a horrible number at the moment, and Evil is just being brutal in this situation. There's no other way to put it. Spart1e is really getting his colon handed to him at the moment. But it's not too bad, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's a really hard one to call. I mean, like, such a big frag deficit on this map. It's just really hard to talk about, because Spart1e basically, like, the more... It's a snowball situation, like the snowball rolling down the mountain or whatever. It just gets worse and worse. It's a slippery slope for him. Every time he loses the frag, he has to take more and more risks, and each risk is going to most likely end up in him getting fragged, and so on and so forth.
Oh, there's going to be maybe Spart1e's he gets taken down by the rail, 13 to -2. And I warn you guys, if you're ever going to play Evil on ZTN, do prepare yourself. It is really, really solid. Didn't we see play a tight game with Evil here? Guard play a tight game on ZTN?
I don't think so. Wasn't it Guard's first game on ZTN was with... Fireball, was it not? Or am I? Because I have a damaged short-term memory, of course.
That's true, yeah.
So I have that excuse to fall back on. But
yeah, I mean, Guard, even though it was explosive for him, it was still tough work, and Evil really is close to making now a 25 difference. And he's dangerous making Spart1e look immensely mediocre.
I'd be expecting a forfeit at some point soon.
I'm surprised it hasn't happened already.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, another facial.
I mean,
I'm just standing there waiting for them. He loves it.
I mean, I'm fine with the forfeits. Yeah. I know that it like used to be a thing where...
Or the philosophy of a forfeit.
Yeah, it used to be a kind of a disrespectful thing to do. And but I'm fine with that nowadays. I mean, like, it just makes life easier for the players and for also the commentators and stuff and the production and so on, because like you can just end the game and say go into the next game and just get stuff underway. But he's just running away, really.
You don't wait on a StarCraft 2 game for all the buildings to be destroyed.
No, you do. You definitely do not do that. It's a huge sign of disrespect if you do that.
Yeah.
Wasting your opponent's time and stuff. But it's always been the opposite in Quake.
That's really 18 to 2. I'm going to check it out. I haven't really looked at Evil's accuracy. Oh, I'm going to look at the stats. See it. Spart1e's just 1k below. He's had 2 reds and 8 yellows compared to 13 and a lot more.
Yeah.
I think that's the only way to really describe it.
It can also be like, I mean, I guess you can make some arguments for like, okay, you can use the time to run around and kind of gather your force and stuff, compose yourself, but equally as well, like, you're running around in the game where you're like, losing by like 20 frags, which doesn't feel good. Like, I don't know if you, like, I've been in that spot before where, like, I've been, you know, I don't want to quit because it's, like, disrespectful, but I'm losing by, like, 20 frags. It's, like, it's hard for me to compose myself when I'm just staring at this like, scoreboard where I'm absolutely crushed.
Precisely.
So I don't know where you want to look at it, but...
Spart1e does get himself on frag. He's being chased by the gauntlet of evil, but eventually the machine gun is going to be pulled out. I think, to be honest, Spart1e just doesn't want to be on the offensive level. I think that's almost like the toughest part of it, is you don't want to finish a game when you're on a negative score. Oh, another air rocket almost connecting.
The other thing, of course, is that your opponent is getting all this time to just frag you. And like you're getting all this time where you cannot frag the opponent, which I don't know if that will be any kind of psychological block for anyone, but I mean, the forfeiting is going to be a way to like try and help to stop their momentum as well.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe Evil's like, oh my god, I'm getting so tired of fragging him. Maybe, I don't know, that's very unlikely.
Yeah, I mean, the best players, even when they're absolutely crushing, should always keep their focus on continuing to dominate and crush their opponent. Just keep your focus in the game as much as possible. As soon as you like lose your focus, that can be dangerous. I mean, even if he doesn't lose, it's just good practice to always be in the mindset of constantly maintaining that focus and never giving your opponent an in.
No, exactly. Do that. Evil looking for the rail shot, just to pick it up and escalate it by one more. Oh, and Spart1e's going to be the one who hits it, but I think Evil's pretty relaxed at the moment. I don't think he's going to follow your advice. That's it. What's the next map?
I don't actually know what the next map will be. I'm sure we're going to find out in 1 minute, but
it's going to be, I think it's Lost World.
Really?
I mean, it's Evil. No, it can't be. Silence.
No.
Silence, sorry.
Silence, either that or error or toxicity, surely. One of those. Toxicity. Toxicity.
Also known as Dallas.
Toxicity. Yeah, we shall see what occurs as we are killing 40 seconds in this time. I think I heard on the Adroit stream we refer to this as garbage time.
Yeah, I mean,
which I think is quite an elegant way to put it.
I think I stole that term from someone else. I'm not sure. I'm a bit of a thief.
It's pretty accurate though, and I mean it conveys the situation pretty appropriately, I think. So
I think Evil's going to be happy with that score. I think he's going to feel like he's done his job correctly. No puppies in trust inside.
Yeah, but Spart1e and Evil not being very kind to us today.
They've been kind. Not
being very kind to us. They're making us wait a long time, and this map was kind of 10 minutes of garbage time. But 24 to 2, final score, Evil to Spart1e. Next map, we will find out after the break. Don't go anywhere. Woo.
Welcome back, guys, to FACEIT TV, and we are just about to approach the third map in this best of 5 grand final between Spart1e and Evil. And I think at the moment Spart1e is kind of just putting his head together and kind of knuckling down and leaning and getting himself in focus, and you've got to fight Spart1e.
We had like games like this before last week. There's so many forfeits, so many crushing. Well, we didn't have a forfeit on the ZTM on Blood Run, but like it basically was, you know, another one of those games where like one of them just kind of gave up.
Yeah.
I mean, Spart1e had a bad start, and it seemed like, to be honest, like the way he played there kind of reminded me of like games I've played in competitions where I've been playing for so long, where I'm so tired that like I do something stupid. I don't have the best possible focus at the start of the game, and I do something stupid, and I'm like, oh no, I'm just behind. Like I gave them a lead for free at the start of the game.
It's really
and then it just kind of like as we said before, like snowballs from there sometimes. I don't know if that was the case, but the countdown has begun, and we're going to get into this third map between Spart1e and Evil on silence. Here we go.
Let's roll it on. I'm going to go to Spart1e off the beginning, see if he can rectify a few things that he needs to sort out with Evil after how that Blood Run went. He's crippled over that lightning gun. He couldn't get his foot onto that mega health, sorry, that 50 health bubble. And Evil is going to pick up the first bag. Hopefully, though, that's not going to be a sign of discomfort or the pressure from Spart1e, and we're going to see him fight back heavy-handed.
And this red is the thing of contention right now. And the shot from Evil is perfect as Spart1e drops down onto that red. And Evil sweeps that away, and now we have a yellow and a mega spawn very soon. So Evil is going to, okay, I thought he was going to go on the highway, but he's going to just play this middle area, going to give away that yellow to Spart1e. He doesn't mind too much. He just wants to take these megas away and these reds away and keep Spart1e on that side of the map. But look at the shaft! Just pins the opponent, pins Spart1e into the air with that shaft. It's incredible, actually, to be honest, with that, the amount of damage is just insane when you can actually land that. And Spart1e already 4-0 with a minute into the game. This is not looking good. Spart1e's got to compose himself.
You've got to remember, this is the man who knows how to play this map without a railgun.
Yeah.
What Evil going insane, and what is Spart1e going to do? Surely he's going to have some kind of response, be it a slow one, or maybe just show some hyper-aggression all of a sudden. I'm not sure what is going to happen. We've got red and mega at the same time, so Spart1e could have backed onto it, but he probably would have gone down to some easy tracking. And there's a switch, but Evil is going to finish him off, but he is lacking a red armor, which he could have had.
Yeah, Evil just have the shaft out all the time. That's all he needs. Like so far, it's doing incredibly well for him, and he gets another frag with the shaft, making it 7-0. 2 minutes into this game. This is not a good way to start the third map. Spart1e, you got to listen to me, man, and you got to turn things around because this is not looking good right now. You have to actually. He's committing into a lot of engagements that just be proving fatal to him. And that rocket, those rockets are how he's got to do it, but committing to that mega, I just can't see it working out for him ever. He's just such a horrendous position. He was going to kill him every time there, but that first rocket was good. Spart1e
some pretty demotivating lining guns in the first 3 or 4 frags from Evil. I mean, it's just angles that we still haven't really seen that much of on Silence. I mean, really exploring it in some of these basic cups. But Spart1e trying to get away this time. He hasn't given away a frag, dancing through the teleporters, but the rocket in the end by Evil is going to pick him up the 9th frag. Mega health up soon, and Evil looks content to play aggressively in these situations, especially when Spart1e's kind of looking at him.
Yeah, this is not looking good for Spart1e. It's already 10-0. Another frag again. Spart1e just committing in times where, situations where he's just going to die every time, and that's not how you win a duel. Committing constantly and dying. You weigh your options. You try to commit in a situation where the likelihood of you dying is much lower than the times Spart1e's committing thus far. But Evil then finding him again with that shaft. It's just like playing Amphi or something right now for Evil. He's just.
It is ridiculous. The amount of spam though he's hitting, I wish I could see his true railgun accuracy because it would be really impressive. I imagine. Gonna pick up this red, I mean it's control. Spart1e pick up 2 reds, 3 yellows, 2 greens, and you can see on the board, the bottom right, everything that Evil's got. So anyway, I'll get out of the way of those rail angles, but those players are trying to connect against each other.
Yeah, Spart1e has to try and whittle Evil down as much as possible with this rail. I mean, he's going to do what Backstein is so good at doing with the rail on this map. Playing the upper area and that kind of area he was just in near the GA with that rail and trying to wear your opponent down with those shots when he's not looking in the right spot. A bit like how you can do an aerial walk sometimes. And that's how Spart1e sort of looked to get back into the game. And that's what he's trying to do, and it's working so far. 10 HP and 25 armor left for Evil. Spart1e knows he's screaming right now, but Spart1e doesn't yet want to make a run onto the other side of the map. And Red is scoring in 10 seconds, and a good rocket. So Spart1e gets a frag. He's going to get this red, and he's actually going to be able to get away into this game. And it has to be all about this run of control now. Spart1e has to capitalize on this, and here comes Evil. Spart1e not connecting with the rail, but there it is, gets it again. Fantastic shot there from Spart1e. And what do you think, Zoo? Is he going to make a comeback right now? Because he's 12 frags in 5 minutes that he needs.
Yeah, well, he's got the time, and it's before halftime, so he's basically got to do all the work that Evil made in the first half. But he's got to be perfect. He's got to really show some strength in his aim and some mental strength to really keep his composure.
And that was not perfect, so...
No, that wasn't at all. Evil gets this next frag 15-2, but Spart1e's still fighting strong with the machine gun almost taking Evil down, but he's going to back off to this the dark depths of the yellow. You could say, hey, and Spart1e does pick up one in the end, but this is going to be a monumental task in all proportions. Evil,
really good trick there from Evil. When you know that your opponent is going to be railing an angle, you can just leave the item up and leave them staring at the item, and if you can find a way to attack them very closely with a rocket launcher, that's an age-old tactic that people often use, and Evil using it to good effect there, getting the damage in, and Evil really making Spart1e's life hard. 4 frags the difference, and Spart1e needs to hit these rails. He needs to hit so much damage. It's just, what can you say? I mean, that's what he has to do, and it's just... it's not looking easy. Evil's making it hard for him right now. Very hard indeed.
Making it hard for him now for about 16 minutes. Shooting Blood Run. Evil's going to pick up one more frag with 9 HP. And I mean, I wonder, what is Spart1e's game plan? What's going on at him? This is very unlike him to...
Yeah.
You know, he didn't need to give away so many frags. It was kind of like...
Yeah, for sure.
I'm going to fight fire with fire, and it's not been working out.
Yeah, definitely a lot of ill-fated fights that he committed to, and really, like, I mean, he's getting a few frags now, but quickly I want to think about the fact that if he loses this map, which he's kind of setting himself up to do so far, although he's actually doing kind of okay right now, but he's going to be going to Lost World, and it's like a map where Evil's going to feel at home, like really so at home.
Oh, great rocket from Evil. Does knock him out, but
yeah, 10 frags though.
Good.
Are we going to see something crazy? Spart1e, is he just setting us up for an amazing comeback? Is he going to be trying to do what is could be considered almost impossible at this stage?
You know I've got the hopes, man. You know I've got the hopes, but I'm just, at the moment, I believe Evil is feeling himself.
Indeed.
And,
indeed he is.
I mean, he definitely has been over the last couple of maps. And even on Hectic, you got to say he played astonishingly there, considering we were maybe not expecting such a performance.
Oh no. Spart1e taking a huge amount of damage, and again, a fatal amount of damage. And reset off the spawn, Evil with whatever he wants to play with and catch. Basically, just gives Spart1e the merit. So it's fine. Like the position, you're never going to get out there alive. The positional disadvantage is absolutely massive, and the damage I can get from that is huge. And you're going to die. And again, Spart1e, another fight where he will die, and he just can't.
Put up bluntly.
Yeah, it's really hard right now. I mean, he's just he has no time.
No,
he has no time.
And trying to look at the stats that they keep fighting.
Restricts his options so much when you have so little time.
Oh, painful Spart1e. He gets the frag with 8 health. But, you know, he has run out of time. 12 frags. So that's 12 frags.
It's got to be Lost World, right? Am I right?
No, it is.
It is?
Yeah.
I'm
pretty sure.
Well, I mean, Spart1e is very proficient on Lost World, but, I mean, these last 2 maps, it really feels like he's been a bit distant. Like, it doesn't feel like we're watching Spart1e right now. It doesn't feel like that at all. And he needs to pull himself together. He's got to pull some amount of focus for the last potential 2 maps. Yeah, because otherwise he's just going to get crushed out of the final. And is that what he wants? I mean, he lost the last final.
Surely he's
Evil,
got
so
something, you know, he's got something to prove now. He got his Evil in the final. He got taken down in the 5th map last time. Maybe he's saying it. Maybe this is all like a plan. He's doing it to us on purpose. We're going to see the most insane last 2 maps ever in the best of 5 on Quake Live.
I can only hope that that's the case, but right now, Spart1e's got to find his passion, he's got to find his motivation, his focus, his drive, whatever. Oh, good first rocket. I would have loved to have seen the second connect there, but not good enough for the movie frags, unfortunately. And Evil will just be maybe wondering what is going on with Spart1e right now. Like, this is probably a lot easier than he expected.
Yeah, I don't think he would have been expecting such a task like this. That, I mean, as you said, it is ridiculously easy for him, it seems, at the moment. But I think there's something went off in Spart1e's head. I don't know what it was. Well, maybe the lag was getting to him, but he seems pretty stable.
Yeah, it just seems like he's not focused at all.
Yeah, I don't know.
His focus is missing, and
sadly.
Yep, it is hard. Maybe he just needs 2 maps to wake up. Sometimes that's the case.
Or Red Bull and vodka. I don't know.
That could work too.
Something like that. He's gonna pump him up. Oh, Evil wants to go for this. The pummel. Is he gonna get? No, he just goes to the rail. And there we are, guys. GG. Evil is 2 maps up against 1.
20-9 was the final score, and we're going to go into a quick break, and when we're back, we shall see some action on Lost World, and it's going to be match point for Evil, so don't go anywhere, so you can find out what happens on this Sunday Cup.
Hey guys, and welcome back to FACEIT TV. We are going through to map number 4, which actually looks like Furious Heights. It looks distinctly like Furious Heights. I don't know if they're going to change
it. It does indeed. This is not Lost World. What has the world come to? Because it is not lost. I just made that joke. What is wrong with me?
DDK, please.
I need help. Help me. I need someone to help me because clearly I'm losing my mind. And we are going
it's just
into.
You're so hot with that jacket.
Yeah, I know. But we're going into this 4th map, which is match point for Evil. And Spart1e, so far, the storyline has been a really good, strong first map from Spart1e and Evil, both playing very well. And then we had 2 maps where Evil just crushed Spart1e. It looked like Spart1e wasn't even there. Like, he was somehow distant. There's not focus on the games. So
it was
this
very
map
strange.
Is all about Spart1e, and if he can get his focus back. And here we go. The countdown has begun. Can Spart1e do it?
Let's find out very soon, guys. This is match point Evil on Furious Heights in the grand final FACEIT Sunday Cup number 6. I'm on Evil on the beginning of this. This is map pick, and here's the first encounter very quickly. The LG Strongbow with 5 HP left. He's trying to back off and limping from that contact he made with Spart1e. So he does manage to just about preserve his life. I think both the players are really close here. Well, I think Spart1e would have probably been close as well. And there's a nice vertical attack from Evil to pick up frag number 1 in map 4.
Yeah, I've got to say that opening engagement was quite risky, trying to open fights like that with Plasma. Often can be very hit or miss, and Spart1e taking some rockets. And let's see how he's going to perform here. Is he going to go for these crazy commitments and these crazy deaths, or will he manage to calm himself down and try and focus harder on this Furious Heights? And the red is going to spawn momentarily. He knows it, and he's going to try and go for it, but Evil is there to deny him, and Evil will pick up another frag. So a fast 3-0 again from Evil, right in the opening minute of this game.
I mean, this is just weird. Spart1e just ran forward with railgun. That was effectively what he just did. I don't know what you think of that, but he did try to steal red armor, I guess.
It's like he didn't consider consider the option correctly. Like, he knew that basically what he should have done there was try and put damage onto Evil as Evil picked up the red. Yeah. Because the risk of Evil being there in time was so high, like the risk of death was so high that trying to steal it would be kind of pointless. And even if he did, he would most likely die. So it just seemed like he didn't consider his options properly, and that lack of focus is killing him right now. He needs to pull it together. 3-0. So far, I think maybe he's starting to wake up. He's got some armor, but having to fight with a plasma is not what you want, and no other weapons to play with. puts Spart1e another chance for Spart1e on, but here he is making another one for himself with some fantastic rockets, and there's a good rocket pushing Evil off. 7 HP, does Spart1e realize it? Does pull out the machine gun, 2 HP. Now Spart1e absolutely has to know how weak he is, and he's got to get this red. If he can get this red, he can turn the tide, he can turn things around, he can start feeling good about himself again.
Yeah, for sure. Evil does manage to stack up a little bit to 50-50 roughly. Watches Spart1e pick up that red armor. He's going to have timing for it next time round. Evil hovering around this mega room. Got the yellow armor. Maybe he's going to set up a little bit of a trap. No point. He's making too much noise. Spart1e knows exactly where he is and what he is going to be waiting for in these 3 seconds now. So mega, guys.
Yeah, and here we go. Spart1e creeping up, and Evil going through the teleport. Spart1e not getting enough damage onto him. Evil, he can't stick around for too long, and he takes the rail, and not really a good exchange for Spart1e there. Evil coming out in a much better way than maybe he perhaps should have done. And with that said, Spart1e will find Evil once again, and it's going to be about this next red, I think, because, well, this next red and Mega are spaced very closely together, so how these players play this off remains to be seen.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if Spart1e doesn't turn up. I mean, he might be a bit late because he just took that other yellow.
He's coming down onto the red, and he will hit a good rocket onto Evil. Another one onto Evil. Evil taking the red, but it's not enough to keep him alive against the fantastic rocket from Spart1e. Really good engagement there from Spart1e, and then the follow-up off of the spawn and rewarded with that Mega, with that yellow. Spart1e, it looks like you're back.
Has he woken
Welcome
up?
back to the land of the living.
Don't jinx him.
I just jinxed him so hard, he's going to die right now.
But here's the jump. Makes it onto Evil, but Evil, he can't pick it up, and the rockets. And see what you did.
I am so sorry, Spart1e, but yeah, the rockets there, so unfortunate getting bounced up in the air like that. It's never easy to deal with that, and Evil finishing it off and just executing very well. Yeah. And with that Mega and Red both spawning at the same time, again, it's an opportunity for Spart1e to try and get some damage onto Evil as he picks up. No, he's just going to go for the fight. I don't know if that's wise, but he's going to go for it. He had the opportunity to pressure the Mega and then fall back onto the Red because he would have had position on it, and they're both spawning at the same time, but instead he just went for the straight up engagement, and again, a bit hasty, a bit not really thinking it through, I think.
And he's even going to go rocket that corpse just to shove it into his face. Which is fair enough, but I mean, some weird challenges. Spart1e sort of really
that didn't make sense at all.
Yeah, I don't fully understand. Spart1e picks up yet another red armor. Yeah. Is he going to be able to make more use of this one? And he's got Mega health for Evil coming up soon. He looks like he's just ready to charge. I think Evil's really kind of spotted there. Spart1e's a bit off of his game at the moment, and he's taking advantage of it quite well.
Yeah, he's just playing it slow, and Spart1e's just bringing some mistakes to Evil, and Evil's able to just try and capitalize on them as they come to him. He doesn't have to try and pursue Spart1e too much, and right now Spart1e does pick up another red, but some really strong rockets from Evil. It's going to make things even-ish, and Evil able to fall back into the Mega area, but the Mega isn't for 15 seconds, so Spart1e does have enough armor and enough time to make something happen at this Mega, but he's got to get through this choke point that Evil is so responsibly locking down right now with those rockets, trying to buy a lot of time, and he positions Spart1e, and he gives himself enough time that he can maybe get to the Mega in time, and that is going to be the case. Yeah. Spart1e, though, does pick up the red, so again, another even-ish situation, and what's going to happen here.
Yeah, a bit of a trade-off going on. Evil letting Spart1e rack up the armor a little bit, but Spart1e with a good challenge this time is going to pick up a frag. Is this going to be the beginning of something? We keep asking ourselves this question. I think we should. I'm just going to ask myself to wait and find out, because Spart1e could look to get this next red armor. He's got time to get there. Evil not jumping on it, so Spart1e is 100, 200. He's got time to get over to this Mega health, so this could be a good challenge. Evil hits a nice rocket, and the second one as well, but the rail from Spart1e does come out. 3 frags, a difference. And we're coming. This will be extremely climactic because Spart1e is running out of time to make mistakes. He's got to start getting his perfect game going.
I think he's got some momentum. I think he's going to be feeling better, a bit more focused. And really, if we can make these next couple of frags go well for him, and if Evil doesn't throw any wrenches into the works that are too distracting for him, his focus is going to stay intact, and he's going to try and make some much better decision making. So maybe would have the railgun out for that shot, but regardless, Evil locking down that higher area and making the runaround. Spart1e trying to pressure him. Everything is spawning though, so you've got to be careful of that. He really needs to damage Evil on whatever Evil goes to take, he's got to land the damage. And it's not going to go that way though, and each player will split up in the Mega and the Red. So a tense moment here as each player needs to find one another, and Evil with the best stack.
Yeah, I mean, through fact, Spart1e going to look for, again, a good fight. They can challenge. I mean, I'd consider taking that yellow by him, just put himself up to that 200 armor.
It's all about the next red, though.
Yeah, 5 seconds. Spart1e just trying to make the jump through. LG to Rocket, lands 3 nice shots, but can he find more damage? The rail does not connect, and Evil through the teleporter behind him. Wouldn't even matter if he took a rail. He was still in great shape at the moment. And now, maybe going to consider jumping over to this Mega Health. How confident is he feeling? Spart1e makes the jump, but he's not hitting the shots. And with his LG ammo picking out, Evil gets a nice frag, and maybe even a bad fall for Spart1e. This could be the end of him.
That was so unfortunate. Like, I don't think he expected Evil to come through that teleporter so quickly. Like, he was backing off to try and go behind it, so that when Evil went through, he could get damaged. But there is an engagement for Spart1e there, so that was some great damage. But Evil with the LG is able to make better use of it than Spart1e with that rocket, and we'll finish him off. And it's 2 minutes left. Evil's looking really good. He's standing right now on the precipice of victory, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's so close now for him.
No, it is really just the lights at the end. You can definitely see, and Evil really wants it. He enjoys it a lot. And Spart1e, you can see the frustration, and he definitely needs like a masseuse at the moment, I think.